Rodgers is a piece of trash.
He completes a 55, 16 yards for I don't know who.
I guess that's the open. This is Gone with the Wind. Cue the music. Hey everybody, welcome to Gone with the Wind. This is the show about award shows where we talk about, you guessed it, award shows. And apparently Ryan really hates Aaron Rodgers. But yeah, I'm here. I'm Manning. And we are literally all watching something. I'm not sure what Malcolm's watching, but we're all watching something currently while we're doing this. I'm watching the SAGs. They're watching the wait. Is the AFC? Wait, which one?
The NFC Championship.
Thank you. The NFC Championship is currently going on right now. And hot take: Ryan's here, who hates you. Why do you hate Aaron Rodgers, Ryan?
I don't know. I've never really liked him. He just kind of bores me, and I don't really like the Green Bay Packers, which didn't really help his case.
There you go. I was about to say, like, wow. That's harsh words over there. And someone else who's also... Oh, go ahead. You may finish to defend yourself.
I was going to say, they keep putting him in a category with a bunch of quarterbacks I like who are clearly way better than him. And it's really kind of... It's obnoxious because I'm just like, he's not as good as these other people that you group him with.
How have they made it this far then?
Well, the Packers are good, unfortunately. And he's good. But he's not Tom Brady good. He's not Peyton Manning good. He's not Drew Brees good. He's just good.
That's another level right there. Anyway, someone else who's also watching the game? Abe.
Manny.
How is the game?
I've only seen like a couple of plays because I was making food. And a flea flicker. He's gonna throw it long. Okay, I don't care. I think it's good. I think San Francisco has it in the back. Pretty good.
I'm gonna laugh. I'm going to laugh if by the end of this, the opposite is true, and then the Packers actually win. So,
I do hate the 49ers more than the Packers. So,
wow, I have zero opinion about all of this over here. But you know who also has zero opinion about football, not in general. But Malcolm, I'm going to insert foot in mouth.
What is this football here people talk about? Is it anything to do with the Oscars?
Well, depending on the movie that came out that year.
The Blind Side got nominated for an Oscar.
Yeah, I was
about to say football. Yeah, you watched Invictus, right?
No, I haven't.
That is no kind of football. It's not. That's not neither football nor.
That's totally football. That's rugby, isn't it?
It's rugby.
Okay, never mind. I was like, what are you talking about?
It's still pretty much football because it feats the greatest sporting team of all time, the All Blacks, in that movie.
So what you're saying is that rugby is a more intense football than both of them, where the giant men just grab other men.
No, rugby is definitely the most intense form of football.
Yes,
there's no doubt about it.
That we can all agree on. I've watched a little bit of rugby and I know the case. And we have a dog apparently guest starring because I heard a dog bark. Where's the doggo?
Where's the dog?
I didn't. Yeah, who has a dog and didn't tell us?
That will probably be mine.
You have a dog?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay, well, I'm learning new things about Malcolm today.
What kind of dog does Malcolm have?
We are getting way off topic. And okay, quickly. What type of dog do you have? And it's a light episode anyway, everybody. After last week where everything happened, nothing really happened much besides maybe critics. And right now, SAG, which is currently going on right now as we were recording this. So quickly, what type of dog do you have, Malcolm?
I'm actually not too sure what breed it is. It's just a black thing that barks.
Just a black thing
that barks. Is it a small or big dog?
It's a big dog.
Is it a lab?
I think it might be part lab. I honestly never known what breed it is. I've never really asked. So.
Well, And in other news today, there is a big black thing roaming around that barks at Malcolm's house. Wow. We are off to a great start today on Gone with the Wind. But before we begin and talk about our light fare currently, and I'll keep you guys updated apparently on if any stuff happens. So far, just the comedies have happened. We've gotten all those out of the way. We're going to go to TV drama, and then we're going to get into the movies. And as as Ryan called it, the higher art form, his opinion, not the entire opinion of Gone with the Wind. I can assure you that. But yeah, we're going to quickly talk about what we have seen this year. And because I literally just mentioned his name, not year, excuse me, this past week. Ryan, I mentioned your name. What did you see this past week?
I saw nothing this past week.
You know what? Because
I
you have a
watched
busy
Love,
week.
Simon on TV the other night. That is all I've done this
Wait,
past
what?
week.
What'd you
So
watch?
I watched the movie Love, Simon on TV. The other night.
Oh. I heard
But
you.
otherwise, nothing.
I thought you said I love climbing is what you said. I'm watching the show I love climbing.
I love climbing. That definitely doesn't trigger my fear of heights at all.
I was about to say, it's in the free Solo sequel. I love climbing. All right, well, awesome. Abe, what have you seen this past week?
I watched Weathering with You, which was pretty great. I really loved it.
Oh, tell us more.
What do you want me to tell? It's beautiful. I think that's the best word to describe it. I cry. You know, something I noticed about Japanese animated films is like they cut the song way too many times to the same song.
Like, is it the same song or the same different song by the same artist?
No, different. I don't know, but they cut the song way too many times. That's the only thing I didn't like.
It's
Like-
a motif. Yeah, it's definitely
It's like
something that happens
like,
in anime.
like the montage. It's kind of a montage. Well, it's a montage, but it's one of those that it just maybe the music that I don't like or something. That's the only thing it bothers me. But honestly, it's really beautiful. Like I don't think it's at the same level as Your Name. If you want to compare it to something, but I still like that. It's in my top 10 of 2019.
Oh,
Wow.
wait, hold up. Female actor in a supporting role. They're actually going. They're split. They are currently splitting. What a word? Sprinkling. That's the word. Sprinkling the actual movies within the show. So they're not going to do it all at the very end. And right now, Taron Egerton, excuse me, is presenting it. I will keep you guys updated. But Malcolm, or is that all you? First off, is that all you saw, Abe?
Well, I watched Too Little and Bad for Life, but I don't think they need my opinion about it. Too Little is bad.
Yeah, we
Bad
do.
for Life is really fucking great.
Okay. All right. And Malcolm, what did you see?
I just watched a bunch of movies I've never seen before this week. I haven't actually been to the cinemas, but I watched The Rocketeer for the first time today. So
Oh, nice. So that means I guess I was the only person to, for once, watch some Oscar movies or doing some catch up. I finally, you guys are gonna kill me. I actually saw Ford v Ferrari in theaters for the first time.
All right. Well,
I missed
better
it.
late than never.
No, I missed it. I don't know why I missed it. It's phenomenal. It's so good. It is literally just classic filmmaking at its best. There's no deeper themes, no meanings. It is just wonderful. The best editing of the year, in my opinion, and the best sound design in the year. It is a solid filmmaking overall. James Mangold, I'm excited for what you do. And Christian Bale, man, that guy is just effortless in everything that he does when he's acting.
Mm-hmm.
He's just so good. And this movie is probably creeping in my top 10 now ever since I saw it. I was completely enthralled with it. And then secondly, the documentaries in and of themselves, I know that... Oh, go ahead, Abe. Go ahead, Abe.
Did you cry?
I did not cry. Wait. And guys, guess who just won supporting actress?
J-Lo.
Laura Dern.
Malcolm, what's your guess?
Laura Dern.
Laura Dern, everybody. I think we're having our first lock of the...
Can we comment on this? I think those are ones that she doesn't deserve it at all.
No, I agree. I think the panel is in agreement that she does not deserve it this year.
Well, the thing is, if you nominated her from the right movie, like I could at least envision
See
it.
the argument, yeah.
Like
I can hear the argument.
For Little Women, I can see why one would give her the Oscar.
Yeah, I wouldn't personally give her the Oscar for Little Women, but I can see I can see it. I would not.
Bates, it's way better than her.
I thought she was great in Marriage Story myself.
She's great,
I think she
but
deserves it.
no, I think she's great.
She's
She's
good in
fantastic.
Marriage Story.
Yeah,
It's
she's
just not.
charismatic as
I don't
fuck,
know.
but there's no.
Maybe I'm
no-
just on
No,
an island.
no, I do agree. No, I think, well, besides Malcolm, the problem I had with her character is that it's very one-dimensional. There is no depth to her. It's something I've seen her do before. It's just kind of fine. It's fine in comparison with some of the other work. Like, even though I didn't care for the performance, mostly because I guess the accent still throws me off to this day, and it's just bugs me. Charlotte Johansson, Jojo Rabbit, I still think does more than Laura Dern. Even though I don't care for the
Oh.
accent, she does so much more.
You're right. I forget about her. That she will be my choice.
But that's just. Oh, go ahead,
Do
Abe.
you think if it wasn't for Marriage Story, Scarlett would be a front runner for supporting?
I mean, after that BAFTA and Oscar miss, then yes, not J-Lo's not doesn't have a shot. Always thought she was number 2, but apparently not.
I think
So-
that's distinctly possible.
No, it very much is, because she got everything but Globe, right?
Except for Scarlett Johansson isn't winning in like lead actress, so it's just like
She's definitely not lead. I don't
yeah.
think so. Anyway,
I'm a
she's
little bit
given her-
annoyed by the people that we're defaulting to right now.
it's I hate defaulting most of the time, not all the time, but it's just kind of it gets boring after
Like
a
some
time.
of them, like I understand, but like the other was I don't know. We'll
Yeah,
talk about it as we go deeper.
We'll
into
talk
this
about it
episode,
as we continue, because now that she had her speech, they're cutting to commercial break now. Anyway, Ford v Ferrari, loved it, great, fantastic. I'm a big fan of it. It'll probably enter my top 10, and they are presenting Parasite now for Ensemble. They always have those little breaks right now, and I'm just loving seeing. Look at that standing ovation, guys! Oh, they got a standing ovation. That movie is loved. And fun fact, I think I mentioned this prior, but only the second time in SAG history where the Ensemble was nominated for a foreign language film.
Oh,
What was the first one?
Life is Beautiful. So that's been a while.
yeah, great movie, but yeah.
Oh yeah.
1995?
And I also saw 2 documentaries as well. First one I mentioned before we start that actually no, I saw 3 documentaries I got through. One I had mentioned prior, actually 2 I had mentioned prior. One of them was American Factory, which still right now is my favorite documentary of the year and probably is in my top 10 of the year. It is a beautiful, very poignant look at the clash between Chinese and American culture in the workplace. Specifically, when you have a Chinese company come in and take over an old General Motors company, and the entire working idea is different. You have people with different mentality. You have completely different ideas of how the world works, of how the different cultures clash inside that workplace. I'm just surprised they were given a camera to actually document this. It's very intimate, but at the same time, it feels very investigative in a way. Like this has kind of started to transpire in front of them, and I highly recommend everyone to go watch it on Netflix. It is out there, and it is great. It is my favorite documentary of the year. But my second documentary of the year that I've seen, Apollo 11. That movie is okay. When I mentioned best editing of the year for Ford v Ferrari, that editing is right next to it, 100%. Apollo 11 is probably one of the best edited documentaries that I have seen. The footage they had to go through to create this effect of you being right there, it's literally just, it's like you're watching the TV was going on, and now your family's all sitting down, and you're watching this unfold as you go on back in the 1969. It's great in that regard. Oh, also, they're doing supporting actor right now, so they're getting those both out of the way. So we're about to see probably Brad Pitt default real fast, guys.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I was about to say. I'm glad everyone else agrees.
Oh no, I think it's like that's not a question. Like Brad Pitt is so well loved, and I think this is where I think it's deserved at all. Like he's the best supporting.
Now, while they're doing this, playing everyone's Oscar clips,
I thought
quote unquote Oscar clips. They're SAG clips, I guess. Apollo 11, it's not my favorite documentary of the year. So I can get the idea of it being loud, critically acclaimed in this way, but personally, not my favorite, but still really, really good. Technically an achievement, but emotionally, I was really disconnected the entire time and just kind of was watching something unfold. And then finally, Honeyland. How did this get nominated for both documentary feature and foreign language film? This is literally, it's okay. I'm not going to go too much into it. It's beautifully shot, and there is some amount of, I'm going to use the word again, intimacy in there that I really appreciate. But that being said, I was bored to tears most of the time. There is nothing really engaging too much into this that really got me connected.
Manny,
So,
I think
yes.
we all know the answer. It's Everybody Loves Bees. They're the best animal in the world. I think it's about that, right? About bees in the farm. I don't know. I haven't watched
it. Bees are only like a fraction of the entire thing, I will tell you. They aren't even the main focus of the movie.
It's not a high review that you were bored to tears by a movie that's only 87 minutes long.
No, it's not. I know.
Take.
I was looking at my watch the first 10 minutes in, hoping to something would happen. And guess what, guys? Brad Pitt just won on a SAG, and he's probably winning the Oscar now. But
look at Braddy P.
Look at BP.
BP.
What's the only race that's open? Best actor?
Okay. The first thing he says when he gets the SAG, looking at it lovingly, and he says, "I guess I'll add this to my Tinder profile." Because Brad Pitt, well, everybody. I'll let y'all. He'll let you know he's single.
Boy, it's just like a Shania Twain song all over again.
It's honestly hilarious. But at this point, we're about to see some defaulting. Maybe we'll see when we get to the lead actors. But this is a really great, funny speech. I'm trying to not react to this entire time.
I look forward to listening to this later.
It is very good.
But yeah, I don't know. It seems like Neon must be doing like a good job with their campaigns though, because they got both this and
Parasite.
Yeah, they've really carried those a long way.
No,
I know.
Which good for Neon. Like
I know.
You're a pretty small studio, and
Itonia 2 years ago.
Yeah,
they did.
It's kind of cool that they're making it work.
Oh my God, Alison Janney is so great in that movie. I just remembered. But
wasn't it like that was their first like onto the scene, like, guys, this is the one we're pushing, Itonia.
They are partnered with Margot Robbie, like most of her films. Like
didn't do Bombshell, did they?
No, but but where she stars and produces, I mean.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Like small...
They had a busy year. Apollo 11, The Beach Bomb, Amazing Grace, Little Woods, Biggest Little Farm, Ones for the Ladies, Wild Rose, Honeyland, Loose, Monos, Little Monsters, Parasite, Portrait of a Lady on Fire, and Clemency.
That is solid. It's a solid list right there.
Yeah.
But anyway, for those who are looking forward to Honeyland, it's currently still, you can rent it on Amazon Prime. At $6 I'll never get back though, because I feel like I'm missing something. When a documentary or a movie is this lauded, I don't get it. I feel like I'm missing something. So for those people who have you watch it, if you guys watch it, please let me know what I'm missing, because
I will hopefully get around to watching some of these this week.
Yeah, when you do.
Soon.
You don't have Hulu?
Me?
Huh?
Yes.
No, I don't have Hulu.
You should have paid for the month of Hulu.
Just for 1 month?
Yes.
I mean, you know what? Probably.
A free trial.
I mean, probably. But at this point, too late. Oh, well. Those are the movies that I saw this week. I was going to go see Weathering with You today, but my grandpa's phone broke, and I had to go help him get a new one. So, priorities, everybody. Do good. Give up those movies if you have to.
Help your elders.
Help your elders. They need it.
More than you know.
More than you realize. Thankfully, there's still, I think most of the year is winding down soon. Everyone's seen a majority of that they're going to see. So that means we are finalizing our top 10 of 2019, I'm guessing, right, guys?
I have it already set.
You have it already
Yes.
set. I was going to wait on Weathering with You, but I am also getting it set because I'm also trying to get it set for Abe. Abe, what's the official? What are you calling this series that you're doing?
10 years, 100 movies. So simple. 10, 100. 10 years, 100 movies. Why we haven't done it? Because some people bail me at the last second, and I say, why am I gonna shoot in 2 parts? And I said, well, let's wait to everybody to have 2019 done, so I can shoot everything in one city. So
well, what you can do is you can literally just record the 4 of us, and then you're good.
no.
I know. Then it would just be the Gone with the Wind top.
Yes.
Whatever. We can't have that. But we can expect it soonish, right? Maybe.
Yes.
All right.
First week of February, last week of January.
All right. Fantastic.
Good shit.
And then, that is kind of all that we have at the moment. We also had the PGA that literally happened last night. Super late, by the way. I was ready for bed when that was starting to transpire. Now, not surprising to anyone else, Ryan pointed this out. PGA went with Apollo 11 for documentary feature. And you know what they went with last year? Won't You Be My Neighbor? And guess what was not nominated this year at the Oscars? Apollo 11. And what was not nominated last year at the Oscars?
Do you guys
Bingo,
remember,
Abe!
Do you guys remember the excuse they made up for Won't You Be My Neighbor? That it was the last one on the ballot? And that's why
Wait, who said that?
I remember there was a narrative about that. I remember hearing about like I don't know, it was
That's stupid!
Yeah, I'm telling you, that happened. I remember hearing of it. I'm not inventing it or making it up.
Somebody did say that, but
Yes.
I've never believed that was actually the thing.
I think someone mentioned it here, but I just pop out of my head. So that theory.
I'm honestly I honestly am starting to buy into the theory that I think we came up with on the show, that I think the documentary branch doesn't really care what the best documentary of the year is, but they're just trying to pick documentaries that broadly people haven't seen that they think people should see to highlight them. And I know Free Solo does buck that a little bit, but it wasn't as popular as Won't You Be My Neighbor. So and the interesting thing is that the rest of the Academy, when they get to vote on the actual winner, they pick the most popular of the obscure documentaries that are nominated.
I was about to say, we'll see how this, because what would be the case this year? Like for Sama or American Factory or Honeyland?
Probably American Factory. I mean, it's the Obama one. It's on Netflix.
Which is weird because their names aren't even mentioned, the Obamas, at all, even in the credits, unless you get to the very, very end. So,
they just own the production company.
I know they own it, which I had no idea until after I watched it. I'm like, oh, this one. That's the one it is. I knew one of them had made it, but I wasn't sure. But it's also the best out of all those that I've seen so far. But we'll see. I need to watch the rest. But so far, it's the best.
Yeah.
So far. I'll let you know when I watched all of those yet.
Yeah.
But no, I was going to say if the next year happens and the same thing occurs, there is one documentary that starts sweeping critics and all that jazz, and that one misses too, our theory will have credence, and I will say it is now fact, because there is no way that...
Well, it'll be a group of 3 anyways.
I know. It's always... Stuff happens in 3s, so...
But then, OJ kind of bucks that trend, though, on the other end.
Yeah, but I feel like...
I don't know. That documentary is so monumentally long.
Yeah, I haven't gotten through it, all of it, because it's just so... It is a commitment.
Watch it. Good.
It is. I watched the first 30 minutes or so, and I'm like, this is great. I'll watch it when I have time. I've never gotten back to it.
The first 30 minutes, you have another 7.5 hours to go.
Yep. It's great so far. Just haven't got a chance to do it. Regardless, we're going to quickly go through some of the Critics' Choice television at the moment that happened last week. Well, actually, no, excuse me. We did talk about documentary PGA, but we haven't actually gone through the actual winner of PGA. Don't forget about the TV PGA because, this is not TV. As we continue, like to say,
we
this is
want to
not
talk about the animated PGA.
Oh yeah, Toy Story 4, guys.
Yeah,
Are we defaulting?
I think that's a
it's
likely
safe to
winner.
say.
Go ahead, Malcolm.
I mean, it's one of those ones I wouldn't be too surprised if Missing Link sneaks past Toy Story 4 at the Oscars. But I mean, at this one, like at this point, because I mean, Toy Story 4, I think might be the likely one here, but it's going to be interesting anyway because a lot of the big hitters aren't in there before. So,
what I was going to add on to that was saying that we'll see what the Annies have to say as well too, because those are always they're not always the biggest indicator, but they show where there is a lot of love with the animation branch. Also, I forgot. I also saw Klaus, which is actually really sweet. It's very, very sweet. I can see why the nomination is warranted, especially with that studio. It's gorgeous animation. Not the strongest story, but it's enough to me to think like, okay, this is a solid mention for it.
But with Frozen 2 not getting nominated, like Disney must just be like pumping all of the money into the Toy Story 4 campaign.
Oh yeah, there is no way they're gonna let that lose, which is kind of sad because it's not the strongest.
How many people can we pay off?
Or not pay off. How many people can we send free stuff to, and then take them on trips?
I don't know. I firstly picked Toy Story 4 as the better one out of the four.
Out of all of them, really?
Yeah.
Look, I haven't watched I Lost My Boy for any other than Toy Story 4 that it's nominated. I'm on my catch up.
I haven't seen Klaus or I Lost My Body, but of the others, I think that How to Train Your Dragon is the best.
I think for me to like they're kind of the same level right now. So like,
I mean, I feel like, you know, just on the sake of like, here, you've been DreamWorks' best trilogy yet. Here, take the Oscar as a thank you for giving us some great solid filmmaking, especially the first one, which is still the best and probably one of the best things DreamWorks has done. You heard it here first.
In fact, I think it is the best thing DreamWorks has done.
Actually, yeah, no, I agree. Like, it is the best movie DreamWorks has done, as you can see in my best of the decade, when it may or may not appear once we do that. But that is not today. That is not tonight. Spoiler alert. All right, the 20th Critics' Choice Awards that we had. Quickly checking back to the SAG. Did anything happen? Nope, just drama. Fosse Verdon, Michelle Williams, she won.
Do you want me to go through the Critics' Choice winners?
Give me a small break. That'd be great.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll just run through these like as quickly as possible. Score went to Joker. Looks like that's just how that's going. Best song was a tie between I'm Gonna Love Me Again and Glasgow, which was weird. Foreign language to Parasite. Sci-fi horror to Us. Comedy to Dolomite Is My Name. Action to Avengers. Animated to Toy Story 4. Visual effects to Avengers. Hair and makeup to Bombshell. Costume design to Dolomite Is My Name.
That's cool. That was a cool pick.
Editing to 1917.
Surprising.
Not nominated by the Academy. Best production design went to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Less surprising. Even less surprising still, best cinematography to 1917.
Very much so.
Best adapted screenplay went to Greta Gerwig for Little Women.
I like that pick. That's a solid win right there.
Best original screenplay to Quentin Tarantino for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Best director. Here was an interesting one. We had another tie between Bong Joon-ho and Sam Mendes.
Trevor, let's pause for 1 second and talk about this, because there is a tie in best director. I don't know how many times that's happened. It's not like a smaller category. It's best director. They looked at that and were like, yeah, okay. We'll make it happen. Okay, how do we feel about ties? Because this feels like the most egregious tie.
It's mathematically possible.
No, it is. I agree. I'm not saying that it's impossible and they're like, let's just do this, but it feels like that is crazy mathematics right there. It's not as crazy as the PGA win for 12 Years a Slave in Gravity, which is still mathematically for preferential ballot crazy.
Don't you think there has to be like kind of a curve, if you will call it? I don't know, like one is 50,000 votes and the other one has 50,236 votes. Like they say, it's way too close to call it like for one. Instead, like both of them are 50,000 votes. I just see it
Huh.
like that. I think there has to be something like that. But how about
One.
ties? I don't think they're great.
Okay,
However,
so
I think football should have ties.
do you think we're gonna have a tie at all in the Oscars?
No way, Jose.
I think it's unlikely, but possible.
I mean, I think that there's a good. I think there's a good chance we could have a tie. Because I mean, it would make sense. It'll be a tie between from Bong and Sam. It kind of makes sense, especially when people are so split on which one should win. Whether or not it happens, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah,
I just don't see Bong Joon-ho winning. Like, did I pronounce it right? I don't know.
Bong Joon-ho?
Ask me when I have to pronounce Iñárritu, Cuarón, or Del Toro.
I literally was about to say, did I just correct you on a pronunciation? That's never happened. Ever.
That's why I'm here, just to pronounce Spanish names. Pedro Almodóvar.
And
Whatever.
Ryan's here for every name that's not Spanish.
But no, like I don't think he's winning director anymore. Like I think I can see Parasite winning Best Picture, but I think all the buzz has gone to San Mendes, which is probably gonna happen in DGA. It happens today or next week? Next week, right?
Not today. I think that is. I'm gonna double check though. Wow.
Yeah. I think DGA goes to San Mendes. The only surprise I can see is Tarantino, but I honestly think 1917 is like the front runner, and it has a good chunk above Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and Parasite, which they seem to be the biggest threats that everybody's talking about.
And as a clarification, it is February 1st for the DGA, just so everyone knows.
February 1, jeez.
Yeah, I think the DGA will probably be the big telling of sort of which way the Oscars may fall.
Yeah, it could be.
Because we've seen splits from the PGA and the Oscars lately, but when 1917 getting the Globes and director.
Yeah, 1917 seems to have a lot of momentum. Yeah.
Just on a technical merit alone.
Yeah. I'm going to continue off this list because that's going to lead into more 1917 discussion.
What do you know? Go ahead.
Versus other things. Best acting ensemble, The Irishman. Best young actor, young actress, Roman Griffin Davis for Jojo Rabbit. That's a nice pick.
That's a very nice pick.
Now we get to our defaults. Best supporting actress, Laura Dern for Marriage Story. Best supporting actor, Brad Pitt for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Best actress for Renee Zellweger for Judy. And best actor for Joaquin Phoenix for Joker. And the critics, unlike the PGA, gave the Best Picture award to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
No. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. That one is not on my top. This could be a fun discussion when we get to that, guys. All right. Again, another second discussion. But okay, so surprisingly, I did not think the critics would have gone with that one. I thought they probably would have gone with Parasite.
That sounds more critic-y.
Exactly.
Sounds like the movie that the critics would pick.
Yeah, no, I was going to think like today. We're recording this. I don't know if SAG Ensemble has not been awarded yet, but Hollywood seems like the perfect Hollywood. We'll give it to Hollywood. I think would be a very appropriate win for SAG Ensemble.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's that or what, Irishman?
That I would say, but I actually I'm looking at the size of each cast respectively. That I'm trying to. Let me see if I can find it. Also,
you're talking about
ensemble, yes, because I know not everyone.
I mean, no. It's one of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, in my opinion. Why you look that up? I just think, even though they don't nominate De Niro, which I think it's crazy because he really is like a giant in that movie. Well, like Pesci, Pacino, and even the small parts, everybody has like Romano, Anna Paquin. Even though people say you need to talk to give a great performance, whatever, I don't care. Who else is in that movie? I'm forgetting Harvey Keitel, which he doesn't talk, but still it's there. I think I need to check out the cast, but I remember parts from the film and everybody like shining through it, even though there were small parts. But if I were to choose one, I would go with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
It is an actor's movie, I feel like.
I was about to say it also has the most amount of people in the cast, and I'm looking at most of the past winners, and they have been the largest cast with or the most cast. We'll also say, because American Hustle won in 2013 over a larger cast that over all the, I think 12 Years is also a larger cast. August Osage County and The Butler were also the largest cast. But most of the time, it goes to the largest cast. So I think if they're going to go for that one, it'd probably also be the most deserving. But we'll see. We will see. But also, critics going with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I think this puts Hollywood officially in like the number 2 spot, I would say. Because after that PGA, it was definitely like 1917, and then Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and then Parasite as that outside shot, just because of the love that it has been getting.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is nominated for Best Editing, right? Or not?
It is not, which I was about to say.
So I was going to give a prediction that makes no
because
sense.
neither is 1917, which is ironic.
Yeah,
neither of those two.
That one you can remember the Birdman year, which is, I think it's comparable to that product. That's
which is also, yeah, no, I agree. Which is also funny because Birdman won for best editing at the the Critics' Choice. So they like their, they have a very
they like their
taste.
One-take editing.
They like their one-take editing.
The editor's branch of the Academy does not.
It's like it's not the most editing.
You can't see our editing, so
yeah, which is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. It's a thing. So ultimately,
Touchdown Packers.
So do we? Oh, Touchdown Packers. I'm about to say I haven't given you guys updates yet because right now they're just kind of like going through. Where are they right now? Good Lord!
I've been refreshing the page and I haven't noticed any updates.
No, I think they're giving like the Lifetime Achievement Awards out right now to De Niro or something. But do we think DJ has not happened yet? Ensemble has not been given out. But does it look like 1917 is going to just walk away with this possibly? Because technically it's gotten everything it needs to.
I mean, there's a good chance.
I just think it only comes down to the fact that the acting, that's the one that, not the acting like the actors, but like there's no love from SAG, and because it's more of a technical film, which I cannot remember. Look, people like the comparison we can make because we love making comparison because that's why the Oscars sometimes are so predictable. Is Dunkirk. However, I think this one is getting way more love than Dunkirk because it came out later. It's making it's
fresh in people's minds.
Yeah, it's fresh. Yeah, of course. Yeah, and that's why it's winning. And I still think there's kind of a bias on Netflix. That's why the average
through my brain.
Like honestly, if you were to ask me, like, what would have thought? I would thought Marriage Story. Like, if you would have asked me 2 months ago, just because I think like it's not the grand movie, but I think it's got the acting, the writing, the directing, and everything. And I think it's 1917 and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which if it wins SAG, I think that can boost it. But it's still, I still put my money on 1917.
Wouldn't it be crazy if Parasite came out with this in some capacity?
That would be great.
That'd be incredibly deserving as well, too, I might add. But it's interesting because 1917 didn't get a single nomination in the acting categories. I can't remember the last time, because even Shape of Water, which was not nominated, at least got in the actors branch some love in Sally Hawkins and supporting actor and actress.
Argo didn't get any acting nominations, did it?
It won ensemble though. that's the thing. It didn't get a single, but it won ensemble at least. 1917 has gotten nothing from the Actors Guild.
I mean, Argo got nominations. Alan Arkin was nominated for Best Supporting Actor.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's I forgot about that.
He was nominated. Argo fucked herself.
Yeah.
That's what he was nominated for. But yeah, I'm looking. So again, what won 2017? That was Shape of Water, right? Yes, that was. Yeah. Missouri won. Ebbing, Missouri won. Or Three Billboards, I should say. And then last year prior,
Award,
Green Book was not nominated for ensemble, but also got actor and supporting. So it got a nomination in actor and a win in supporting actor. So there is love in some capacity, if not with the ensemble, for these movies. So I'm looking back right now. Spotlight won. Birdman won.
Yeah, Moonlight, I guess, is the one that bucks the trend, but
Hidden Figures won 2016. That's why, like, people were like, I remember what that.
Birdman, 12 Years a Slave.
Well, Moonlight was still one supporting actor that year.
It did, didn't it? Never mind. Ignore me.
Because I'm looking
need
back.
An actor nomination.
There is at least some love and there is some support. So if this is the case, this movie is going to be carried on the back, not by any of the people in the acting branch or if there's any known quantity, but it's because this movie is well regarded within the actual film sphere, if you will, Hollywood. Because I'm looking back right now. Help, King's Speech, or not the Help, excuse me. The Artist got nomination. The King's Speech got something. A Hurt Locker got something. Slumdog Millionaire won. No Country for Old Men won. It's like it has not happened, at least what I'm looking at. So it's going to be interesting to see where this takes place or how this happens.
Given that this is Tarantino's second last movie, purportedly, do you think that the fact that he's never won Best Picture before could play into votes for him?
I do, actually. I think that could. I mean, I think he has original screenplay nearly sewn up at this point. Mm-hmm. I think that's one of the safest bets of the night. Adapted's still up there, but I think that might be one of the safest bets because, although watch out for his 10th film.
I think most people still regard him as one of the best directors of this generation. Certainly, in my opinion, he is. But I think that he's broadly considered in that category. And in the way that they, like, I hate saying this because I like this movie a lot, but in the way they quote unquote gave it to Martin Scorsese for The Departed.
Yeah.
Like now it seems like the Academy's opportunity to get him as Best Picture for once.
Yeah, you're right. That could be the case, but also because they know they have a 10th one coming and there's one else that they like, quote unquote, more. I also think the preferential ballot is going to be very beneficial for whatever is going to win. It's going to have to be well regarded. And I know that the top 3 currently are very well regarded. They all have those
but if Parasite doesn't win any of these guilds, do you guys think it's done or no? If it doesn't pull out a DGA, if it doesn't,
that's why I still think it's 3 at the moment. It's best shots. I didn't think it was going to win PGA. I never thought it was going to. Its best bet is surprisingly DGA. But with Sam Mendes, I don't know. If someone would please correct me out there, is it Mendes or Mendez?
Mendes.
Thank you. So if Sam Mendes takes this in DGA, which he has a strong possibility to happen, I think that Bong Joon-ho, unless by some miracle occurs, Parasite could go. Oh, scratch that. Nope, they can't go 0 on the night. International film is right there.
They are winning international.
There is no way they are not. Knock on wood.
What do you think, Malcolm?
Don't jinx them.
Yeah, I mean, but just thinking along the lines of how this is going to shape up this season, we're gonna again once this SAG Ensemble thing happens, if Hollywood. I think it'd be more indicative if Hollywood does not win this. If it doesn't win and say like, what the Irishman wins, does that give Irishman a boost or does it more kind of deflate Hollywood?
If the Irishman wins, what? SAG?
Ensemble, yes.
Yeah, it gives Irishman a boost for sure. I don't know that it does much to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but it certainly bumps Irishman up a lot because that movie is like really, really drowning right now.
It's bleeding. It's bleeding.
It's bleeding out.
It is definitely bleeding out.
Maybe a 3.5-hour ponderous Netflix movie is not.
Yeah,
is not for everybody.
You can pause it and come back to it. I still need to watch it in one continuous session. Try that out.
But it was for me. It was very good.
Although that's why I think I don't think it'd be crazy if Parasite took this. Call me crazy, but I don't think it would be crazy if Parasite took this. I think it's the outside chance. But if the only thing I know that's not winning is Bombshell, right? That's the only one I know that's not winning.
Oh, tonight? Yeah.
Yeah, for Ensemble.
Don't you think it just makes sense that?
Well, I don't think Jojo Rabbit is winning. Sorry.
Yeah.
Don't you think it just makes sense from what we've always seen that it's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood that's gonna win?
I mean, it makes.
It has the most actors. It has two of the most popular actors in the last 25 years.
Although Irishman does have all the gangster actors.
Oh yeah, of course. Well, like you tell me,
it is the most popular actors of the last.
Yeah,
50
but the
years.
SAG are, I mean, the people that make up SAG is young people. I don't know, I don't know if they're young or anything, but it just makes sense. Like you see Leo and Brad Pitt is just Margot Robbie. Just makes sense to not make them win. However, I wouldn't be surprised for any of the other choices other than Bombshell or Jojo Rabbit.
Yeah, those are definitely the 4 and 5, or maybe the 5-4 respectively.
Or the SAGs could surprise you and say Jojo Rabbit is the winner.
That would be crazy.
That will make me happy.
Jojo Rabbit deserves it over the other ones.
Over all of them? All of them. I can't abide by that. Not with Parasite right there. Not with Parasite.
Sam Rockwell is really fucking good. Scarlett Johansson is great. That two kids are really good.
Let's not get into that debate again. Well, Rebel Wilson's there. She's there. She's doing her Rebel Wilson thing in a Taika Waititi movie.
I mean, it's better than the Rebel Wilson thing in Cats.
That is true.
I think that's better than anyone.
I would make that a Gone with the Wind position if we.
Once I get
both movies.
Once I see Cats, listen. It was that, or going to see Ford v Ferrari, and I chose the one that I was actually going to enjoy.
You chose the actual good movie.
Good movie.
That is a good choice.
See, exactly. I'll see Cats eventually. I'm probably gonna rent it because, man, that's money I don't want to give to them. They don't deserve my money with making movies like that. Tom Hooper, you know what? You've lost all my respect. Maybe a little bit. But yeah, no, that's kind of like at this point I'm trying to. They're now on the De Niro Lifetime Achievement Award. They're doing God knows what beforehand, and DiCaprio is currently giving this nice speech regarding De Niro and his impact on him in the film industry.
They are doing a movie together.
Fascinating.
So they are doing. De Niro
with
does
Martin
not.
Scorsese.
Yes.
Of all people.
Paramount is financial.
They are
bringing it all together.
They are. De Niro does not look happy, though. I will say that.
He never look happy.
While we're talking about actors, are we going to talk about those ridiculous comments made?
Oh, yeah. Now, I sent something in our little chat that we have that kind of tells us all what's happening, and a couple of Academy members are quoted with saying something along the lines of, specifically acting legend Terry Moore, who I literally don't remember as being a person or existing. So, whoops. I would have been, he said, in regards to Jennifer Lopez's snub, I would have been shocked if she did get it. Hold on. First of all, Hustlers is not an Oscars movie. It's a little too rough around the edges, and I'm assuming some other people in the acting category didn't see it. Florence Pugh seems to have gotten the J-Lo spot, maybe because Little Women is a prestige movie and she's a bright new star. Actors tend to think of Jennifer Lopez as a phenomenon more than an actress per se. It's like last year when Lady Gaga lost the Oscar to Olivia Colman, a real actor's actor. Now, granted... Oh, here we go. And this is another comment that kind of gets my goat. And the performance in regards to Adam Sandler was a tour de force. He's emerging as a truly great actor, but then he does cheesy Netflix comedies that are really dumb. Unfortunately, actors become brands. Sandler's brand doesn't scream Oscar, but DiCaprio's and Jonathan Pryce's do. Yep, so... that is some of from the mind of an Oscar voter, and he says he knows other people have thought something that is akin to this. And I'm not going to say everyone in the actors branch believes ludicrous stuff like this, but I find this to be very, very sad. That it is literally an exclusive club. You have to be an actor's actor in order to get in, and it's not based on the performance. Because I personally think Lady Gaga was fantastic. Olivia Colman was better, but the shade thrown towards some people who are not within their actual sphere, I find to be very, very childish and very, very in-club exclusive.
Yeah.
And just kind of sad and not indicative of what, acting is. And that is kind of just anyone who is good at this art form giving a performance. You don't have to be a part of a club. You don't have to be a member of SAG. I mean, well, some people will debate you on that one, but you just have to give a worthwhile performance, and it doesn't matter who you are or what you are. And I think that's this person, Terry Dude, missed the point upon that. But what am I? I am merely a guy who lives in North Carolina talking into a microphone on a screen. So I did not get nominated for an Oscar. So what do I know?
But yeah, those comments were just really ridiculous. And I looked up two more. She was in the original Mighty Joe Young movie, and she was nominated. I mean, I've not heard of her, but yeah.
No, yeah, I definitely.
I mean,
go ahead.
Well, while I understand and have some of the qualms that you guys do, I have it more broadly given what the Academy is and how it works as a governing body. And I think that having it of working professionals is not necessarily the best way to do this in general. But I do think that there is something to be said for what your brand is and how that plays. Because at the end of the day, a large part of why we can kind of predict things and talk about these things in broader terms is because we can see the trends and we can see the way that they're pushing these different films on this very particular group of people. And we may not like how these selections are made and how voters choose to be manipulated by pieces of information, but the reality is at the end of the day that's somewhat true. People lose Oscars or don't get nominated for things because they do other things that people don't like, whether personally or in their professional lives. And that's just kind of the way that this sort of grand scale popularity contest seems to work.
And I don't disagree that that's how it works. I'm just saying the fact that that is based upon the fact that you aren't in a club is what it seems from this person's perspective, not saying as a whole. And of course, I know there are certain names every year that get thrown into the mix because they are, as you said, and as the individual said, Terry, a brand. And that in and of itself elevates the Academy because people come to see these actors. They themselves are household names. But when you say comments like this, I feel like that's when it gets exclusatory or exclusive, and you exclude the possibility of some actors who may not be a Robert De Niro or Meryl Streep, and I feel like that's just kind of sad. That is very disappointing, and I know it's not the way the world works, but to hear it aired like this in a way that feels very snobby and very uppity, that's the type of thing that gets my blood boiling a little bit, because film is something that film is not something that is confined to a single class. It is not confined to a single individual who is the arbiter of all things, what can and cannot be shown in theaters. It is with varying degrees of success and varying degrees of quality. Film is something that everyone can have access to, which is why I love it. I love it because it's something that I grew up with, something I watched with, something that I grew up with and that I watched throughout my informative years. And I feel like by saying stuff like this, you are discouraging people from branching out and voicing those concerns. There is a game to play in the politics of the Oscars and the politics of the Academy, and that's just kind of the game is played. You go kiss some babies, you go to a couple awards banquets here and there. That's how it is. But when you start to air stuff like this, that's when I believe that you are losing what little credibility you start to have as an institution. And not saying the Academy will ever lose their credibility. There is a certain prestige to Oscar winner XYZ, but I feel like this could only hurt more than it can help in any shape or form. That's my rant. I found that and was just discouraged by reading that. So, yeah, that's just my 2 cents on the matter. Anyone else have anything to add that's not disheartening?
Touchdown Green Bay. No, I sorry, but
Good. KK?
I agree with what you guys said, and it just gets to show, like, if this is the majority of people that people have been talking about that made up the Oscars, like, not like they created, but they're part of the Academy, and that's why you get those snobs and those best pictures that usually a lot of people don't agree with, and that's why I think the Academy is making changes to do it, like adding more younger people and stuff like that. But yeah, it's kind of sad that people think like that because your past work defines you in a way for the brand. As a brand, you cannot get out of that frame you have created and do great job and be recognized by it. So it's just it.
It is quite disheartening. And De Niro we are still on the Lifetime Achievement Award, and I have not gotten to listen to his but whatever it was, Reese Witherspoon seems very impressed with whatever he's saying. I have it on mute right now, and she just seems to be really eating it up.
I'm probably gonna say fuck the orange guy enough.
Probably. He got a standing ovation for something that he said. But yeah, they went to a commercial break. I wanted to wait as long as possible before we had to close up, but there is really nothing else more to talk about. You know what? Quickly, DGA. What are our predictions for DGA?
I think Sam Mendes.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with Malcolm. I just think that it's just what I predict. The one I can see upsetting him, it's Tarantino, but I find it really, really hard to happen. And yeah, I just think it's Mendes to lose, even though I don't agree with it. I think it's a necessity.
And Ryan,
it will be one of Sam Mendes or Quentin Tarantino.
All right, and then yeah,
I think that Bong Joon-ho could be a surprise, but I just think that, I mean, I don't know. Like, I feel like Parasite, it's not peaking at the right time.
No, it peaked too soon, and I think it's very well liked by everyone, but I'm not sure how well loved it is. Well, I got that SAG nom, which is still probably the best skit that I think it's going to get.
I think like Little Women, like that one. I think they released it way too late.
Yes,
I think if Little Women were to come out, I don't know, on Thanksgiving,
November.
A month early, yeah. Those days, I think Little Women will be getting more awards love. And even though I didn't enjoy the movie as much, I don't think it's a horrible movie and everything. I think Greta will have this as an Oscar nomination, honestly, because whatever you want to say about the film, I think she can. The way she moves the camera, like honestly, like even though I was kind of bored in the movie, I have so much respect for her because she's able to tell the story with the camera as not many other directors do. Todd Phillips, I'm sorry, but you didn't deserve that nomination.
Hot take.
And everything. No, it's not hot take. Every fucking person in Twitter hates Todd Phillips. I don't know why. I think the movie's good. I think it's
He said some things.
yeah, but like I think that those films like Parasite, Jojo Rabbit, The Irishman. Well, The Irishman, I think it came released well, but I don't think people gravitated to it because being too long and probably too old school. And I think that's what the 1917 effect.
So, and there I was gonna say one thing, and I totally forgot what I was gonna. Oh yeah, my pick, Sam Mendes or Mendes, yeah, Mendes. Sam Mendes is probably gonna do it. With I think an outside choice will be Bong Joon-ho, and I think if it does peak, that's where it's gonna have to do something, unless by tonight, SAG Ensemble totally goes to Parasite, and then I'm singing a different tune. But until then, yeah, I have Sam Mendes. And finally, before we head out. The Gone with the Wind Awards are currently going on as we speak, and they will close next week. And when we have a live episode of Gone with the Wind, me releasing the actual nominations live for all of us to get mad at you guys or celebrate you all for getting the nominations right. So what I want to do right now is let each of our individuals here praise a particular film and request you guys go out to watch it, or an aspect of a singular film as well. So think about it for a second, ruminate on it about what you want people to go watch, or to a single aspect of a film you want them to really pay attention to that you don't think is getting enough love. I will forgo talking again about Lost in the Woods because I know you guys have heard me mention that ad nauseum, and I apologize, but I do think it is the best song from Frozen 2, and if we're going to nominate a song from Frozen 2, let that be the one. I still listen to it to this day, at least once a day. But that aside, one movie that I really want you guys to pay attention to is Ad Astra. Ad Astra is still in my top 5 of the year. Spoiler alert again, you guys getting nice little tidbits of our top 10s. But Ad Astra is a beautiful, I wouldn't say allegory, but it has shades, as I mentioned in our last review, of the Odyssey. And it's this beautiful epic that has this very intimate moments with the Brad Pitt. And I think what he gives, it's his best performance of the year. And while I do like him in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I think this is his better role, which he should be getting the nomination for. He is beautiful. He is beautiful. He is beautiful. But what he does is beautiful, and it's amazing cinematography. Go watch that cinematography. It's the best use of color of the year. Sound design, as the Academy did. There is I combined sound mixing and sound editing because to try it out, see how this is, and it's best sound design. So go back and look at Ad Astra. It's something that I implore you all. Some of the best sound of the year, next to Ford v Ferrari. But yes, though that is the movie that I want you guys to take into account, with specific aspects going toward cinematography and the sound design. All right. So, who wants to go first?
I will.
All right, Malcolm.
I mean, the first thing I'll say is Ad Astra probably doesn't impress Shania Twain that much because Brad Pitt plays a rocket scientist that has a car.
2 times. We talked about Shania Twain twice in this spot. That is more than she's ever gotten.
Canadian legend Shania Twain.
Shania Twain.
But anyway, Jojo Rabbit needs more love. Thomasin McKenzie's great in
Yes.
the movie, and she's not getting nearly as much love as she should.
All right. Anything else, Malcolm?
And Little Woman. Little Woman's great.
Oh no, I agree with that. All right, who wants to fight first?
I can go. So since Manning gracefully talked about Ad Astra, a movie that I know is going to get snubbed from our awards because nobody has seen it, but the people should go out and see more, is Pedro Almodovar's Pain and Glory. The movie is really, really, really good and deserves some attention. So if you are watching this and are going to vote in our awards, I would greatly encourage you to go see Pain and Glory before you vote, because it's really good and because I'm very terrified it's going to get snubbed because it hasn't been seen by anybody who's voting.
I was about to say, probably those who have seen it might be voting for it. And I think it has a good shot of getting in international or foreign language feature, and as we call it.
Yeah. But yeah, so get your votes in. I won't spoil anything as the vote tallier between now and Sunday, but yeah.
Yes.
Vote.
So from that time period, we're going to continue and start tabulating, but I will not close it off until that day of, and then we can go the final tabulations before we go live. But we'll be tabulating throughout the rest of the week, just so we are prepared. So when we actually do close it, we have an idea of where things are going to go. Because I still haven't myself voted. I'm waiting to see Weathering with You, so I can finally put that with animated feature if it so deserves as such. Also, where can I find Pain and Glory again? It's not playing right near me, Ryan. I want to watch it.
I believe Pain and Glory is going to be available on iTunes this week, but let me confirm that while we're on the podcast for you.
Because I have it on my watch list in Amazon Prime, but it is only to buy, not to rent. And that's $15 that I'm just like, do I want to rent you?
Movie. It is available to rent on iTunes starting January 21st.
To rent. Perfect. Well, then yes. I guess I can watch it this week, guys.
Hey.
If I can do it, you guys can. Anything else? Oh, I guess I forgot. Abe. Abe, wait. Abe, I can't hear you.
Very silent.
Like more so than usual. Oh, we are holding on. We have technical issues. I'm insert technical issue music.
Something like that. Okay, what I was gonna say. I don't think there's nowhere you can watch this movie right now. You have to wait until it opens or whatever. But I think Honey Boy, I think Shia LaBeouf's performance, especially, I think that was probably, I don't know. I've said other performances that are my favorite performances of the year, but I just think he's so great in the movie. He's so raw, emotional. And it really hit me. Top 4 of the year. I don't know if I'm spoiling that. I don't give a fuck.
I was about to say, well,
Letterboxd at Abraham 25 and see my top 15, I guess. But I think that one deserves some love. And you know, let's mention another one because I don't care.
Also, just to announce real quick, Peter Dinklage has won his first SAG for Game of Thrones ever. So I think 7th time being nominated, so he finally won. So good for him. That's where we are right now, guys. All right, Abe, was that all you're going to say? Sorry, I cut you off there. I wanted to announce that to show where we are in the podcast.
Yeah, I was going to mention something else, but it's fine.
No, please. This is the last time you're going to have to get people to know to watch something.
Look, people, go watch The Two Popes, because even though it's not on my top 10, because I love way too many movies, whatever.
Yeah.
Manning is so mad because I'm spoiling my top 10. Not even in my top 10.
It's fine. I mean, I spoiled part of mine, so.
But I just think that movie's writing, it's so incredible, and also the direction. You have to give props to that direction, because having two people talking the whole film, it's hard to be interested in. And I was so engaged with The Two Popes, which I think you should nominate for writing, which I think it got the nomination for writing, right?
It did.
I think it's well deserved. I think people should watch it. And that's it. I think The Two Popes.
Now, is it original or adapted?
I believe it's, I don't know.
It is adapted.
It is adapted. All right. So everybody, it is adapted. Just to let you all know.
Written by a New Zealander by the name of Anthony McCarson.
All right. So there you go, Anthony. Good job.
Is the director of City of God? Do you guys remember that one?
Yes,
it is by the director of City of God. Yes.
All right. Well, there you go.
Correct.
Do you all have anyone or any actor, anything whatsoever that you would like to highlight before we end?
In Longshot.
Oh, okay, nice. Anything else?
Who?
Charlize Theron in Long Shot.
Long Shot.
The movie with Seth Rogen.
Might be a long shot that'll get you anywhere.
Yeah, I have two quick ones I'd like to talk about. So first, Paul Walter Hauser, Richard Jewell. Really good performance again. That movie's getting forgotten. I know that not everybody responded to that movie as strongly as I did, so that's why I didn't pump that movie's tires. But that's a really good performance, so check that out. And then the other one I would encourage people to check out is Robert Pattinson's performance in High Life, which is also very, very good.
Ooh, I need to see High Life.
In what?
High Life.
High Life. It's
High
a space movie about masturbating in a
It is not about masturbating.
What? I'm sorry. What? What?
It is a space movie about a bunch of prisoners who are on a ship that's heading towards a black hole, and they're trying to get these women to conceive in space, these female prisoners.
Wasn't Robert Pattinson the one?
Wait, hold up.
From, what's the name of that red-headed actress? That one for Still Alice? Julianne Moore. There's a movie where he gets a blowjob from Julianne Moore, right?
There might be.
What is going on?
Highlight content warning for those going into High Life. It is a very, very disturbing movie with some very disturbing sexual violence that not for the faint of heart. Claire Denis did not back off from this movie.
I did not know this. All I knew is Robert Pattinson was a movie called High Life in Space. That's it. And I was like, oh, this sounds like a great space movie. Now I know what to expect going in. Wow. It's that type of movie. Okay.
It's very dark. It is not happy at all.
I would not expect it to be, especially with Malcolm's opening line about what it's about. Jeez Louise. Okay. And again, my last thing I want people to look up or pay attention to still, Awkwafina in The Farewell still gives my favorite performance by a female. Favorite performance in general this year, just because I love that performance so much and what it means to me personally. And then secondly, pay attention to American Factory in the documentary. It's on Netflix. Please go watch it. It's very informative, and it's also incredibly eye-opening from an emotional standpoint about how different cultures clash and they contrast with each other in the workplace, especially in modern America with modernization and machinations or mechanical automation. That's the word. Automation in the workforce. So go check that out.
A question,
please, before we go.
I know it's just fast. Was Leaving Neverland a documentary that was released as
TV? It was a considered TV documentary,
which
I believe that won the Ace Eddies.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Yeah, it beat the documentary that Rachel Cushing edited at the Ace Eddies.
Hey, you're right. Oh, hey, speaking of Ace Eddies, I totally forgot to say what won. But for what are the winners for Ace Eddie? Parasite won Best Edited Feature Drama. So go Parasite. And Best Edited Feature Film Comedy, which is Jojo Rabbit. They all beat out Ford v Ferrari in Film Editing Drama, which, if anything, personally beat it out for me. I can see that, because that is very well. That movie lives and dies on the editing and cinematography and how that genre shift happens. So, feature film, edited, Toy Story 4, documentary feature, Apollo 11, obviously, very much regarding, so well deserved. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at, ladies and gentlemen.
So both Jojo Rabbit and Parasite and editing at the Oscars.
They are both. Yes, Jojo Rabbit is nominated, right? Jojo Rabbit nominated? No, it's not. Is it?
Is there an outside shot? I know we're just standing this. Sorry, the Jojo Rabbit wins.
It is 4 right now. To me,
just one.
Jojo Rabbit was nominated for Best Editing. That's correct.
It was. Remind us again what the nominations were for editing, if you could.
Ford versus Ferrari, Michael McClusker and Andrew something. Sorry, it cuts off on the Oscar website.
That's fine.
The Irishman, Thelma Shoemaker. Jojo Rabbit, Tom Eagles. Joker, Jeff Graff. And Parasite, Yang Jinmo.
Okay. Well, I guess that means Parasite is 2 in editing now, possibly.
Yeah. So I mean, I think it could potentially, I think editing could potentially go to either JoJo or Parasite.
We're about to find out.
Conceivably, yeah.
I mean, 4v Ferrari still has a great shot at this. I'm not gonna say no to it. Say no, that's not gonna have a shot anymore. But anyway, we're now running in circles. The Crown just won Best Drama, deservingly so. That's still a great show. I love it. Ensemble, I should say. Ensemble. It's a great ensemble. And then, yeah. Man, I'm trying to stall as much as I can so I can get to some of this good, juicy motion picture actor and actress wins. It's not happening, guys. And it's not happening. Okay, well, I'm not going to stall anymore. Yeah. All right, guys. I'm going to call it off for now. Where can good people find you, Malcolm?
You can find me on Take 3 hosting Rankin every Saturday. This week we're doing Matthew McConaughey movies.
Matthew McConaughey.
But
All right.
But you can also find me host doing Full Metal Random over on the Full Metal Trivia and competing in a bunch of fan leagues.
Alrighty. And then, Abe, where can I find you?
You can follow me on Twitter at Abraham25. And that's it because I don't want to say something more. And you can find me on Twitter and that's it.
All right. And Ryan, where can I find you?
You can find me absolutely posting nothing on Twitter or Facebook at Armageddon18.
Because he's working.
Because I have no life.
No, that's not true. You work a lot. That's part of life.
Actually,
Does
Ryan
that count?
Has been a ghost for like 80 years, and he just
Yeah.
stays away.
I feel like a ghost. If you ever move the fireproof file cabinet, viewers, don't recommend it.
Apparently, it's what? How many poundage is it?
So, with drawers, it's probably over 600 pounds. Without the drawers, which we took out, it was probably still 400 to 500 pounds.
That's
And
too many.
It's too heavy.
I believe that. And for me, you can find me at Cine_man. That's CINE_MANN. And again, please vote on the Gone with the Wind Awards. I'll be posting it again periodically on both Twitter and Facebook, as well as my personal Facebook, which please don't follow me on that one. So, however, before we go, since we have not gotten to the end, quick lightning round. What are the three things which are actress, actor, and ensemble? What are going to win? Quickly, Malcolm.
I think Joaquin's going to win actor, Renee's going to get actress, and maybe Parasite for ensemble. I can't remember who was actually nominated.
All right. And then Abe.
Joaquin, Renee, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
And Ryan.
Joaquin, just because I don't want to put the juju out in the world that Renee Zellweger will win, I'm going to say Charlize Theron, and then Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I don't care if I'm wrong. I do not accept Renee Zellweger keeping winning these awards.
Renee's great.
I know Ryan's on his island, but you know what? We're all on an island in some capacity. Actually, I'm sure people agree with him.
It's a trash movie.
It's
not even that good of a performance.
I won't deny about the quality of the film.
It's
However,
a fine performance in a trash movie. It's
that being said, I have
You hated it, right?
he really was not a fan.
It was just nonsense. I just didn't care. Anyways.
You can find me. I've already done that before. We're degrading so fast. I believe it's going to be Phoenix, Zellweger, and then Hollywood. But outside shot of Parasite is what I would love. I wish I had the guts to predict that.
Also, I've accepted the fact Joaquin's going to win actor, so you can accept the fact Renee's going to win actress.
I mean,
I would much rather have Adam Driver win actor.
That would be.
I would be fine with that too, but
I would be very fine with that. Okay, we're done. That's it. That's it. That's no more. I'm ending this broadcast. Thank you guys for watching Gone with the Wind. Vote in the Gone with the Wind Awards. We will see you next week in the live episode.
Or I will
Go
judge
vote.
you.
Get the vote. Get the vote out.
All right.
And
Just fun fact. Bombshell could go 0 on the night after 4 nominations. How about that, guys? That's what we call The Biggest Loser.
Well, look at here! Parasite literally just won the SAG. I'm putting this tag at the end just because of how you should have seen my face at the moment. I was elated to the point where I'm glad no one else was inside the house here with me, because they would have heard a man screaming at the top of his lungs that Parasite just won Ensemble. Not much I wanted to add to the fact that, yes, we did acknowledge it. Joaquin, we saw that coming. Renee saw that coming. But they went with Parasite. That is more telling to the power that Parasite currently has at the moment. And I think this is your number 2 film. Maybe number 1 at the moment. This Parasite is incredibly well loved. That makes me very happy for obvious reasons, because I love this feature. I love this film. So the fact that it has gotten this much love is very telling about what this damage this movie can do, especially when you took it up against the cast power of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and The Irishman. This, a foreign language film, the first time this is one, beat out those star-studded films. And I am so happy for it. Guys, oh man, this makes me really happy. We'll have to see what goes on, but I think Parasite just cemented itself as a possible number 2 in this case, because holy cow, guys. This is what it needed. Not that it needed it, but this definitely helps the conversation a bit more to it back into the running for maybe I guess like a 3rd spot or something. This is also the first time not the first time, but first time in a while, I believe, the love was really spread around. I need to go back and fact check that, but man, I'm so excited. Thank you guys again for watching this episode. I am pumped. I'm excited. Parasite won! Yeah, baby! Thanks for listening, guys.